If you've made your way to the internet to watch this video, that means you probably don't own a Stagecoach. But on the off chance that you do, I have just the guitar for you. What's up everybody, this is Bailey from Mojo's Music here in Edwardsville, and today we are taking a look at an eye-catching Taylor guitar that we have brand new here in the store. This is a Taylor 712 CE 12 fret. This guitar is really cool and it's really unique, and I can't wait to dive in and break it down with you, so let's take a look at it together. First, let's talk body shape. This is a 712, which means that it is a grand concert. Different from the grand auditorium, which is most of the Taylors that we see. Whereas the grand auditorium is known as the do-everything guitar, this one is a little more picky about where it will thrive. It still is a versatile guitar. It'll handle anything that you throw at it to a certain extent, but it certainly is more focused towards the player who has a lighter touch. If you're a finger picker or a light strummer, this guitar is going to respond so incredibly well to you, you hardly would even believe it until you come try it out for yourself. Next, let's talk about tone woods. This is a 700 level guitar, which means that we have Indian rosewood on the back and sides, and we have Lutz spruce on top. Indian rosewood is a staple tone wood for acoustic guitars, and for good reason. It is the standard against which all other tone woods are measured, in my opinion. Indian rosewood has a very bright and rich high end with a very powerful and responsive low end and a nice scoop in the middle. Now that doesn't mean that it's lacking tone in the mid-range. There's an intentional scoop that makes it work really well, particularly if you're performing with a singer. If you have a vocalist in the band, whether it's you or someone else, that scoop is in the same spot in the mix where the vocals usually sit. Now, Lutz spruce is a little different from what we typically see with rosewood. When we have a rosewood guitar, we see a lot of Sitka spruce, and Sitka spruce tends to just balance the sound out. It doesn't really add much flavor, and it's also not very player sensitive. So it keeps the guitar from responding as drastically to different playing styles when you have Sitka spruce. Lutz spruce is a little different though. Lutz spruce does have more player sensitivity, which means that the way you approach playing this guitar is going to have a bigger impact on it than if you had Sitka spruce. We also have a 12 fret neck on this guitar. We have 12 frets before we encounter the body, and then 18 total frets on this instrument. That means you have a shorter scale length. It equates out to a 24 7/8 inch neck, whereas a standard is 25.5 inches. What that means is if you took a standard acoustic guitar, tuned it down to E flat, and put a capo on the first fret, you would have the same feeling as you have with this neck. If you've played a guitar tuned to E flat before, you know that it's a little snappier, a little more room for it to vibrate, bend, and things like that, which makes it a really unique feeling guitar. Now, when you pair the 12 fret neck with the grand concert body shape, you really get a guitar that does something very, very well. It's not quite as versatile as the grand auditorium, but it still gets the job done, even if you do need to switch back and forth from time to time if you're playing in a band and play a variety of songs. Now, just a few miscellaneous things about this guitar that I particularly love. First of all is the slotted headstock. It looks really cool. I mean, it's got kind of that vintage, old-timey look to it that I think is really great and is just an eye-catcher. Speaking of being an eye-catcher, let's talk about the finish. This Western Sunburst with the dark ebony pickguard, it just pops. I mean, we had this guitar hanging on the wall with dozens of other Taylors, and I walked into the store and the first thing I saw was this guitar because this finish just stands out in a crowd. The other thing that I love about this guitar is that it's light. I mean, if I had a strap and was standing and playing a gig with this guitar, I could stand there and play this all day. It's not heavy, it's balanced, it feels right sitting against your body and in your arms. And it's also comfortable. It doesn't have the bevel like we have with some guitars, but the smaller body shape makes that okay because my arm can still wrap around it just fine, and it's super comfortable to play. So I'm going to play this guitar for you. If you have any other questions, or if you're wanting to add a little more of a player-sensitive, light touch guitar to your collection, be sure to look us up online at mojosmusic.com, or you can give us a call or visit us in the store. We love to talk guitars and we'll love to answer all of your questions about this really unique and really great acoustic guitar. So if you have any other questions, or if you want to come make this guitar your own, be sure to get in touch with us today. That was cool.